Be enlightened at the Sloop John Island Cantor Art Center. My great-grandfather, William Cantor, established this art center right before he passed of an unknown plague. We still don't know. And for a limited time, you can visit this art center for only $99 per family member. What a value. Will you choose to be enlightened like my great-grandfather, William Cantor? Come visit his art center today.
Oh, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the program. I am This Old Gamer. Absolutely thrilled to have you along for the ride as we are all set for another live build, live stream. It's Heathville and it is growing ever so quickly. And I'm just glad to be here today. A great Survivor Series last night, live from the Rosemont Horizon in Chicago. CM Punk making his dramatic return to the WWE. And Heathville making its dramatic return to YouTube today, I guess you could say. I am a little tired today. I had my Black Friday weekend. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving and you and your family are safe and sound. And we're going to get started right away. We have a lot of demand to fill today, and we are going to fill it. By God, somehow we're going to do it. So last time on the program, we expanded Newsby over here. This little area with lots of small residential. This community, kind of like right across from downtown. I'm going to, there we go. Right across from downtown. Plenty of space still to do some. Good morning. Good morning. Plenty of space to fill over here, so that's what we're going to do. I didn't do too much off camera last time. I have had a few abandoned buildings, but not much. A lot of these buildings over here have been in place and have held up pretty well. You see there's a abandoned building about to happen. The ones that have been abandoned have immediately came back. We do have a fire here as well. That's not good. Also, we built this city hall, gave this some space. We redid the tram, elevated it over this road here. So plenty of good space now available to play around with. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on this little area here. Our districts, let's see. So you can see the district line is kind of going along this road here. So I'm going to kind of create a district that is down close to this river, and we're going to use the row houses for this, and I think that's going to look really cool on the side of this. One thing that we did with the Newsby neighborhood, and one reason that this turned out, I thought this looked really cool, how this turned out over here and how it grew, is we made our roads with just basically following along the contour lines. So if you bring up the contour lines using this little circle thing down here, you can see these lines, and that helps us build better well, it helps the grids, and it helps as far as zoning and how the houses end up looking. So that's what we're going to do today. We're actually going to take this road. I'm going to just follow this darker black, which is one of the main contour lines, and you're going to see that this is going to kind of elevate. So you see here, it's making this little retaining wall, which is fine. We can still zone on that, so we're going to just bring it around like so. We do not want it to connect to that bridge, but we're going to just kind of go along here. And we'll kind of do like this. You can see over here, it's, yeah, that's getting a little too terrainy. But yeah, here's a one up for the good morning. Let's see. A retaining wall might just have to stay in there. I don't know exactly where I'm going to connect this to the other roads over here, but I'm going to find a way to do it one way or another. You know what? I did not want to really do. Let's do a little bit of a smaller road here. Don't want to do too big of a road. All right, like so. Now, just to get the electricity connected here, I'm just gonna connect this right up here. So we've got our electricity running through here. And then we're gonna use these smaller roads, kind of do the same thing along these other contour lines. You can see that's got a little elevation to it. Let's go up about right here. Slope too steep. Now I'm not following them, you know, just perfectly. I'm not really that concerned about it. We'll also go through and we'll get rid of the stoplights that are going to generate here. I don't want stoplights on every one of these intersections, as that could cause some traffic headaches. And we're not going to connect these roads over here. We're just kind of leaving a little space over here for I mean, we could probably zone some commercial right here at some point as well. My wife is currently trying to beat the new Assassin's Creed game in the other room, so hopefully she's got it cranked up in there. Hopefully that audio is not coming through on the feed. But if it is, there's nothing I can do about it. My wife is quite the avid gamer. She, unlike me, she always beats games. Like, she has to play them until she beats them. Like, I'm not very good at beating games because I lose interest. I mean, I have like a short attention span when it comes to a lot of games, and you know, like, I enjoy playing all sorts of games, but the games I enjoy the most, I enjoy City Skylines, but I also enjoy a lot of the competitive games, like Rocket League, for example. I play with Bon quite often. I also enjoy Overwatch and things of that nature. And the reason I think I enjoy those games so much is because you can't beat them. You just play and it's competitive or whatever. And I don't know. I'm not very good at a lot of those games, but yeah. I mean, it's kind of like I don't have to worry about an end game. situation. The Steam sale is going on right now, the autumn sale. There's a lot of good deals, going on. Even Paradox Interactive has a lot of sales going on their games, and
A driving advisory has been issued for the immediate area due to poor road
so
conditions.
check that out if you haven't. I picked up a few games for the Steam sale. I actually finally bought Cyberpunk 2077. I got the expansion and the regular game. I actually had bought that game when it came out on the PlayStation 4, I believe it was. And if you have followed along, that game was incredibly broken. More broken than City Skylines is broken at the moment. It was a whole different level of broken. And they have done a whole lot to it. So I'm pretty interested to see like what all has been done to it. I've watched a few videos online of some of the stuff they've done to make the game better, but I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing it. All right. The slope is too steep. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do much with that. So before we start filling in these zones, I'm going to kind of smooth out a little bit of this, just a tad. Forgive me for my sniffles this morning. We're supposed to get rain here at some point today, which I'm really excited. We already have rain, as you can see on my map. It always rains in my little town here. Constantly raining. Saving. This looks like a good place. It's gonna be one of these situations where I'm not thinking about it now, but there's going to be some major traffic probably in this area. We'll see. All right, so we're going to do our medium density row housing. I'm going to use the marquee here so I can get a little bit more precise on my placement of these row houses. And if they don't turn out the way that I'm hoping they turn out, then we're just gonna tear them down and redo them, but I think they'll be alright. Oh, that could be an issue. That could be an issue. Let's actually despawn that and do it over here. Kind of want to just see what that populates for us. Now this is going to place these on a bit of a hill here, but I think what that will end up doing is it's going to create a little bit of a barrier between these row houses and the river, hopefully. Hopefully. Oh, look at that. A new signature building. Isn't that exciting? We will come back to that here in a bit, figure out where we're going to put that. So I'm kind of using 3x3s and 2x2s. What road is this? Okay. Just got to be a little careful here. I'll leave a little, let's see, and then we'll leave a gap here. We got to figure out where this road exactly is going to end up. It's right now it's kind of currently jotting right toward the other road, so we don't want it to end up there. So yeah, this should be fun. We'll see how this ends up. We'll do the same thing over here. Here I'm just going to use the 2x2s. Zoning all this, of course, in the North American style of housing. We're going to stay kind of away from this recycling center, as it does put out a good amount of pollution. So we're not going to put any residential here. We might use this for commercial. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll use this for commercial. Just some smaller commercial buildings. Like so. All right, so that's kind of what I wanted. That is the look I kind of wanted there, for that to be kind of raised. And then we're gonna go along and do a little terraforming to bring that back in. Sorry, to make this ledge look a little bit more natural. This didn't exactly turn out how I was wanting. Right here, that is not good. Let's take the, I'm sorry, I'm already evicting everybody. Here's your eviction notice. Okay, gotta figure out what I want to do with that. Don't think we can do it that way. We'll smooth that back out a little bit. Sure I was actually on North America. So we still have demand for high density. We also have a lot of demand for commercial and industrial. Now, looking at the greater downtown situation here, one thing I talked about on a previous episode was we're going to have a lot of we're going to have to come out here more so than I was thinking we were going to when I first started building this. I was thinking downtown could be possibly all in this area, but it's just not going to happen. So we're going to have to come out here a little bit further. I've already opened these tiles, so you know, we just have to get the roads down and do it. I actually flattened this area out, so we'll be using this for residential. We have the option, if we want to go ahead and put more houses in here. I'm going to keep this the low density residential, and then this will be its own district, which is a tad bit more densely populated with these row houses. All right, just go away. Just go away. Now let's see if that, yeah, that kind of helped that look a little bit better. We're gonna go ahead and take our brush here, see if we can kind of smooth this out just a little bit. Not the best backyard situation, right? Now here, click up here and do this. This will allow us to, I'll use my soften tool in just a moment, and we can kind of make this look a little bit better. City Skylines news and notes. Well, there isn't much. Colossal Order said they're going to kind of slow down on the more frequent patches and start building up for larger ones. There has been on Discord I think there's a new there's some sort of Discord for there's already some modding going on out there. They're not part of the official mods. Those seem to be a little ways away, but with a little technical know-how, and it's not much, you can actually start getting some mods loaded on. I've seen some for additional road tools already. I might take a look at some of those, but honestly, I'm not really like the biggest thing, and I know it's obviously it's going to be coming, but like with the exception of Move It and stuff like that, I'm not really like foaming at the mouth for mods at the moment. I'm just kind of having fun playing the game. It's still very new, and I'm enjoying playing it in the vanilla style that I am, minus this kind of stuff. Having to constantly mess with the terrain, it's a little old, but it's not all that bad. It's not all that bad. And once I discovered the key hack that I did to build my key around downtown,
Thanks. We'll be back.
that made things a little bit more well, let's just say that I'm really glad I discovered that, because it did make it a lot more. I understood a lot more is what I'm trying to say, how you could handle some of the terrain. All right. I'm going to create a bit of a barrier here, like so. Then what I think I'll do is take like this line. I'm going to kind of flatten this out just a tad, so this will be a little bit taller before we put our roads here. Do that. Like so. I wonder if it'd be possible to maybe redo this road. Let's see. Raise this up just a hair. Now, probably to get that to work, I'm going to have to redo that whole thing. Let's not redo the entire road. I'm just going to smooth this out just a hair more. Yeah, the key hack. I did a lot of it off camera, but basically the key that you see here, very easily done, very easily done. I actually thought about kind of doing a video on that. I have not released a City Skylines 2 video yet at all. I've been just doing live streams because I've been very busy working in retail at the moment, as I have been for 25 years. So yeah, been a little busy, but it's definitely something I'd like to do. I could actually give you a quick demonstration here. We could actually make one, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, this might work. I might have to do it and kind of do it in sections, though. Do we have everything on? More or less, you kind of just have to have a cliff like I do here, and you want to make sure that it's very much lined up as straight as possible. So about like that, okay? And then from there, go ahead and build your road like so. Now you can do this within You can do this with pedestrian paths, pedestrian roads as well. That's what the key is over here. And you can see it forms this concrete barrier. And then from there, you can just take your level terrain tool, kind of make your brush size about 20 or so, and then just ever so gently go along the side of it here, like this, and more or less you've got yourself a little key. Now you have to play around with it. I mean, you can obviously make it, you can put a lot of effort into it, put a lot of detail into it, to make sure that it works out, but it works out all right. So yeah, well, good luck. I hope it works out for you. I mean, like, it's not perfect, especially with the amount of contour lines and terrain that City Skylines 2 does have. And like on this one, for example, I had a lot of different levels. So I guess the main, if I had to do this over again, when I went to flatten out this area, because I wanted to flatten out this entire area just to be able to, you know, get a good downtown grid, road grid. And I actually I probably elevated it a little bit too much. So probably what I would have done in retrospect is, instead of grabbing a higher elevated contour line area, I would have just grabbed a lower contour line and gone with that, because what ended up happening is it made this really tall. This key ended up being a lot taller than I wanted it to be. But like here, where the interstate, and this was part of the original map coming through here, I just kind of left this little piece of land, but it just kind of goes into, and see, I could pull that down, but here I can't pull it down. If I pulled it down here, it's just going to make a big gap in here and look really funny. But you could, if you pulled this back and put it right with the pedestrian road. So if you used your terraforming tool and you pulled that back and made it with the road, with pedestrian road, then it would create this concrete barrier. You wouldn't see it until you actually came down here and messed with the terrain. But I mean, it's fairly simple. Just like I said, a lot of terraforming has to happen to make it work. And also you have to kind of, like, you know, you have to kind of choose, like, does it make sense to put in certain areas? Does it make sense to put even right here where I just made it? It kind of does, because, you know, you got this big drop off. So I think I'm going to stick with this. But thank you for the comments. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, like, I'd say, like, especially my first couple of streams I did, the most frustrating thing about this game so far for me has been, like, on City Skylines 1, even playing vanilla, I didn't really do too much terraforming on there. Like, I really didn't, because I didn't have to. And on this one, it feels like I have to. Yeah, finding the right place, making sure that it looks right. I was such a detailer on the first game, and I spent so much time thinking about, does this make sense? Would a real city be like this or whatever? You know, so like, and I do the same thing on here, but without mods, even the most basic of mods, like, you know, just your move it and stuff, you kind of are limited on some of those detailing aspects, and especially since there's, you know, obviously there's no props, so you have to kind of like just do it to the best of your abilities. And when I first started playing, I was just doing whatever. Like I was plopping stuff down like crazy, not really caring. This game does not necessarily work like that. But it does create, as you can see, it does create a nice little barrier rail there. And then you can kind of dress it up. So like right here, maybe we plant some trees along here. Of course, they have to grow, but once they do, you know, kind of cover that up just a tad. Let's try something while we're on the subject. Let's come off here. I don't want that to... I had a feeling it would do that. Let's change this. No. 90 degrees. It's fine.
You're tuned into Second Moon, the channel where the classics never grow.
Industry in the region is on the rise, and when business is doing well, that floats our boat.
There's no sinking this boat, Glenda. We're live, and we're getting reports about a traffic accident somewhere in the city.
Road maintenance services have already been dispatched, and traffic flow
Yes.
should return to normal.
So this is what you get when it's not.
You might want to wait a little while until
So right there, it's trying to make an elevated part of the road. So that's what you get when that happens. So you have to kind of go back and fiddle with it to get it to work right. But it doesn't look bad. Like it works out all right, you know. If I do say so myself. So we'll just take this ever so slightly over here. Like that. Let's try it again. Okay, so see that's a little better. Just kind of smooth this out. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, and if you end up with the brakes, just, you know, like I just did, just fleek that little portion of the road, grab your terrain tool, just do some landscaping, and it should, more or less, it should fix your issue. A lot of tinkering. Right now, so now we have a little bit of a easier to deal with terrain. So I'm gonna keep these very much grid-like. I barely use the road grid tool. I have not found it all that much useful, honestly. Let's see. Not sure if you've tried this before, but if you throw in some pathways that you can just delete later, it'll kind of move that grid around for you a bit, help you a little bit with your aesthetics of your grid work. I do find that to be very useful. Only problem with that is sometimes it will dezone an area when you don't really want it to. Otherwise, it works pretty well. Ah, shucks. That might be all right. So, like, for example, this little disconnect here, we don't really necessarily want that. So if we throw in a path just right here, or even better yet, turn off our snapping, we'll do it like over here, and it'll shift that grid around. Excuse me, it'll shift that grid around a little bit for us. So now it's lined up a little bit better. Now if you delete that path, that time it actually stayed the way we wanted it to. Usually it doesn't do that. Let's delete that one, see what happens. Oh, it stayed the way we wanted it to again. Wasn't that nice? Shifted that one back a little bit, but I can live with that. And honestly, I was gonna make this another little easy thing here. If you're not aware of, you can just say you want to, so like we're bulldozing this road. Well, I only want to bulldoze like this much of it, like at the very end. We can just double click that right here. Okay. And what that does is it places a node in there. You don't actually have to, you know, usually you would click on it and like make a little road and delete the road to get the node there. Don't have to do that. You can just double click, and that will also work. I do want to make a little parking lot here. I think that, yep, that's perfect sizing. We'll put it right here, facing that way. I'm just going to put a path right behind it. And then right there, like so. All right. Now here I'm going to use my fill. We'll just fill these up. Like this. See, these are a little. Should I tell you what? Let's put a little road in here. I'm interested to see, you know, they've said that there is there's going to be a delay until they get everything fixed. There's going to be a delay with some of these expansions, but I really would like some additional road options. That would be kind of nice. All right, we'll do our pathway idea like that. There we go. Now let me delete that. Okay, cool. They're still there. Yay. We don't have any parks over here, any kind of recreation at the moment, so we might want to look into doing that. I'll leave that path though right there. Alright, let's turn it on and let this stuff start growing. Thanks for joining me out there. I appreciate that. Yeah, the double clicking to add a node was kind of one of those like accidentally discovered type things. So that was cool. I was excited. I was like, oh, so I don't really have to put the Don't really have to make a little fake road and then just delete the road immediately. I can just double click and it creates a node for me. So that was nice. That was nice to see. So we'll let that little community grow. We can go ahead and let's go ahead and create our district here. We'll here overlapping blah blah blah. There's a few things I think that they changed for City Skylines 2 that I think they just changed for the sake of changing. And one of them is the way that the district tool, making the districts works. I'm not exactly a fan of this. I think the paintbrush option from the first game that the first game had worked a lot easier. Cause look, right now I have no idea what I've done. Like, how did this get to this point where it's already overlapping? Overlapping. Okay, can we disconnect it there? Overlapping. We want it to go away. We don't need that. I mean, the whole thing says overlapping. Do I hit delete? Can I do any? No, there's no. What? Grr. Okay. Okay. You can't do that. Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. Alright, good. I mean, I like that it connects to the other grid or the other district. I mean, that's kind of cool. But like, the paintbrush would have been a lot easier. Why not just use the same thing? If it's not broke, it doesn't need fixing, right? You know, the way this looks right here, I kind of like that. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to, in my typical This Old Gamer way, I'm actually going to kind of redo some of this real quick, because I think what I could do, I could just run this all the way over instead of just having this would be a good road to go straight across.
You're listening to Second Moon, the
epitome of classical
Yeah.
listening at home or wherever you roam.
And on to our main feature story. The commercial district is
So
booming as the area is attracting.
let's get rid of. Let's actually just take this all the way back. Oh, my bridge.
You can now shop for designer shoes while sipping a fancy local Java mate. Or so my wife tells me. That's good for business and good for the community.
Thanks, Jim.
So what we're gonna do?
This just in from traffic. If you're thinking about hitting the streets, you can expect delays on the major roads, especially during rush hour.
Good to know, Jim. Seems like everyone is in a hurry to get somewhere fast.
So
It's worth slowing down. And if you can, plan
this
your
will
trip
come out just
outside.
like that.
Oh, I don't know. I'd rather wait an hour in traffic than to have to start thinking about everything all the time. Besides, if I did that, I'd never get anywhere.
Get rid of all these. Get rid of all of that. That road actually kind of helped me make that a little bit tighter. So that's good. All right, let's see if we can pull this off. Show yourself. You just gotta be careful not to go up into your actual next roll of terrain. The center of Barlow. One of those two. One of those two. Good morning. That's for the inside reference there. So, alright, that'll work. Where do I go from here? What have I got myself into? Film Flam, this is your fault. No, I'm kidding. Let's see. This could be a good before and after, right? Thumbs down. Don't think I'm gonna have to mess with that, so let's... It is gonna mess with this road. Obviously this road's gonna have to go away. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna grab this. Actually, no. First, We must do this. User error. Yes. Indeed. Technical difficulties. Alright, so smooth all this out. Might not actually have to tear down all those people's homes over there. Ooh, water. There was water. I don't know where that came from. Alright. So instead of, so I'm going to actually do this from here, like so. Let's see what this looks like. Ooh, whoops. No problem, no problem. The road may have to go. Might have to go. Ah! I don't want to do that. Or did I? Just kidding, I did. So you won't get this with other City Skyline or YouTube folks. Alright, you won't get this level of restarting and doing the exact same thing for the second time. This will make this look a lot better though, I think. Everything but that one little spot. Let's see if this will work. I think it will. It did. Just ever so gently get rid of this dirt mound. Ah. Ah, you know what that is? Any guesses? Brookport. We're gonna need a special bridge for that one. That's for sure. So this is unfortunate. This is where a pipe is going through, and it's not low enough. As you can see, I ran it really deep under the water here. Easy fix. Easy fix. I'll just take that. That. I'm gonna go way down. Just reconnect it. That should take care of that. Alright, so we still got a little bit of a weird thing going on here. Let's do this. Actually, let's get it up. It's overall pretty smooth. All right. Huh? Oh, I didn't mean to unpause the game. Crap. All sorts of chaos going on. Well, let me just go ahead and bulldoze all these. Don't worry. Everything's fine. And then kind of do this a little backwards. We'll that, and then this will come out like this. Okay, that worked. That seemed to have worked. Hey, there we go. Use our little double click feature here. Get rid of that. Actually, right there. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Smooth this out just a tad. I mean, it won't matter once we get our zoning back going. Just do like that.
A driving advisory
This.
has been issued for the immediate area due to poor road conditions. Please exercise caution if you must drive and try to stay off the streets until conditions improve. This has been a local public service announcement. This is Second Moon Radio, classical for the modern age. Unlike most modern music,
Put a small park in here.
penned by someone sitting in front of a sheet of blank
We can.
using only their imaginations as guides through a silent audio masterpiece. Now here we sit listening at
Now, see,
full
that turned out pretty good.
volume. Our souls are transported.
Now, the problem is going to be that this is going to have to connect, excuse me, somewhere to something. We gotta figure that out. Why don't we come off here?
Don't forget to look up this evening. It promises
Right
to
here,
be
we'll just go
wet.
straight ahead. Like that.
Housing shortage is driving up prices in the area.
And then here, can I... Okay, so it's going to want to connect to that.
So a housing
Now what's it?
shortage
Is it
bad,
going
so
underneath
people
that
don't
rail?
move here, right?
I'm just going to see what this looks like. Okay, yeah. Probably would live with that. This is a highway here. But I could probably live with that.
Is the housing shortage going to make make me
Yield.
richer.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be something other than a yield for sure.
I like the sound of that.
But what we are discussing is the study of a statistical abstraction and its effect on the human.
Thank you, Professor.
It is a question of priority.
Just connect it with that for now. All right. Oop. I can't forget I've got a road here to reconnect. Maybe I should do that first. You completely cut off downtown from this neighborhood. Let's do that first, shall we? Look, he's too busy. He's got the junkyard is back open for Hank. Okay, he's but I don't know. Looking at his record, he might have done the same thing on Sleep John Island. Not really sure. He's quite the his heart is in the right spot, you know, like he means well. He means well. What if this would be a really cool place to put this bridge? I don't know how exactly I can pull that off. So, I do need a good place for this bridge. I don't know if this is going to be it, but man, that almost works. I'm overlapping a parking lot over there. But man, that almost works. It'd look really cool. That would look really cool. Regret to inform you your parking lot is being moved because we have a grand bridge to make. Now what are we hitting? Roads. Roads. Just roads? We can get rid of roads. We can get rid of parks. Why not? We got money. We got lots of money. Oh, almost. Almost. The bad part is once I do this, I'm not even sure if it's going to actually work. We do not want to mess with anything to do with the tram. Did I already do that? Yeah, whatever. Get over it. Move you out of the way. You gotta get out of the way, parking lot. Will it work now? You're just a little underhanded. Yeah. We might have it. We might have it. Distance too short. Creeping up on the tram. Creeping up on the tram line. Look at all those notifications. There it is. So angle, it's going down just a tad. Like this. How much sure now? Distance too short, overlapping items, right there. It worked. It worked. It kind of worked. I'm not 100% in love with that, but man, it has to be very long. Or it just does not form. You know what we could do? These underwater lines don't really matter, but be losing a little bit of real estate doing it this way, but I think it'll look better. This is like poor planning. Like, let's do the widest gap in the river for our bridge. Or that sounds like a good idea. This should just connect pretty easily right here. 180, 180. Yeah. Like so. Okay. Ooh. About time to make all this in motion. Deal with that in a minute. Well, I didn't anticipate doing the Grand Bridge today. I'd been kind of thinking about where to place it, and yeah, I like it being there for sure. I think that looks pretty cool where it's at. We'll get a good view of it here in just a second once I get this situation figured out. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to put these row houses like straight down like this. Maybe. Those are not parallel with each other though.
But I digest. To continue. Professor Hornbuckle, as a traveler from my homeland, I long to hear a tune that speaks to the anguish of my road-weary soul.
Yeah, I think so. I think it looks pretty good there. It was didn't realize it was going to need so much room.
That to those poet chaps, eh?
It needed quite a bit.
And I do hope it
But
your aching spirit some modest desolation.
Interesting news from the city's export
I think
division.
it
Sources
worked
tell
out all
us
right.
Our city has more services than we know what to do with.
And you know what that means, folks? It means we're not cutting things close enough.
Well, no. The point is we're selling it.
No.
That's right. You could almost say it's too much of a good thing.
Or we could say that we're enjoying a positive trade balance and the economy is booming. More after this.
And on to our main feature story. The commercial district is booming as the area is attracting more high-end stores, bringing the latest in luxury to our neighborhood. You can now shop for designer shoes while sipping a fancy local Java mate. Or so my wife tells me. That's good for business and good for the community.
Thanks, Jim. We'll be back after this.
I don't mind these little gaps because that'll allow me to put some foliage in there. I can put some trees and things of that nature. This one though is a little, I might change this one though. Actually, we'll do it like that, and then we'll come off of it. Yeah. Oh, why did it stop there? Yeah, I might just leave that one open like that. Throwing a little path here, get these grids lined up a little better. So now we can do our gridding. I'll leave this gap as well. We'll do something with that. Not sure what, but we will. Now, with this one, we'll put our pathway like right here. I think this will, no, that won't do it. That won't do it either. Can I force it? Yeah. So that forces it right on this side of things. Now if yeah, that one's gonna come back. So might actually have to have a permanent path there for that to stay like that. We can actually let's just go ahead and make a little path here. We want it to be, we want this to be zoned here. No, that's not going to do it. Don't know if that's going to work. We will try it and see what happens. How about that? Same thing here. Just go over like that. Well, that one should, yeah, so that worked there. Now a nice little flat spot to put some more commercial here as well. Let's come off with this pathway like this. Like so. We'll just kind of leave that open for now. Okay. This is going to be fun to watch grow. Okay, so while we are down here, smooth this out just a tad. Yeah, Good place for a park. Good place for a park. This needs rezoned. This will get rezoned. Alright. These we'll just click on because they're pretty much set up exactly how I want them. Probably another good place for a little park. Outdoor gym. How big are these? They're not too big. We'll do, yeah, let's do that one. Excuse me. And then finish off with this low rent housing. Let's do a low rent housing spot right there. Just for the heck of it. No, so paths cannot be keys. Pedestrian roads, this one here, pedestrian street, can be a key, but pathways will not work. They just they go to the edge, but they will not run all the way up against the the edge and create that concrete barrier type thing. I was saying earlier, yeah, I know it'd be nice. I was saying earlier too that there actually is now officially kind of like some under the table mods, so to speak. They're not official Paradox mods or whatever. You can get them off the internet and stuff, and there's some things you can play around with that will allow you to... Hold on one moment here. There's some things you can play around with that will allow you to mess with like the sides of the roads and things of that nature. So those are officially out, but you do have to download, you have to have like mods to support the mods and all this kind of stuff. And at this point I'm just kind of like playing around and having fun with the vanilla game, not overly concerned about getting them. But one of the options is you can basically just add like a concrete side to basically anything, and it will produce like a little concrete barrier and like a rail and stuff like that. So mods are coming soon. Probably not too soon, but they're coming soon. And once they're easy to get from Steam or whatever, I'll start kind of messing with them. But the main thing I do miss, of course, is Move It. And I also miss it'd be nice to be able to tell the game that I don't want something to, or basically making it a historic building where it will not tear down like you could do on City Skylines 1. So that way, like if there's certain landmarks or things that I wanted it to stay a certain way, I could keep it like that. But that is not available just as of yet. All sorts of construction. Look out!
What kind of future does music have if it doesn't look to its past? Well, I say the question speaks for itself. Here on second thought,
Now see, these people have excellent views of downtown. Excellent views of downtown.
We're live, and we're getting reports about a traffic accident somewhere in the city.
Road maintenance services have already been dispatched, and traffic flow should return to normal.
Now see, that looks so much cleaner than the option before.
Wait a little while until everything clears up.
If you're in it, you
Yeah, move it is essential. I was so I've been thinking about making, and I'm probably gonna have to wait until this is probably gonna be like a near Christmas, after Christmas thing, but I kind of want to make a review of the game, but I think like one of my, if I had to say like top 5 con, pros and cons, if I had to say top 5 con of this game, it would be that Move It was not just part of the base game. The option to turn it on, I don't understand why that just was not implemented. I get if they're just waiting for content creators to do their thing, but I just would have thought it would have been part of the base game. But all right, here comes some risky business here. Get rid of these paths. Sometimes that messes up our housing. Parking lot. Let's go back over here and make sure we are not screwing up too much. That is just a regular road. We can fix that. Did I use the wrong street? I think I used the wrong street. Oh, it's a one-way street. Crap. Sorry. Some trees in the water. So that's reconnected. Didn't really destroy too much of anything too important. Bridge works functional. Only 4 lanes, but that's okay as of now, at least. Just gonna take a little look here. It's a cool touch with the stoplight attached there. That's kind of neat. And you can see the game, because we did not have the terrain leveled up here, it created this little concrete part here, which is not all that great. Actually could probably let's do that. Let's do it like that. Back on the road. Yeah, I think that works. I think that works. Now, my question is, how much noise pollution is this thing causing? Not all that much. However, this commercial is causing quite a bit, but my housing is not too close. People are already complaining about high rent. Other concerns will be the fact that this is way far away from a lot of stuff, so fire seems to be alright. Garbage, well, we got a lot of garbage management. Healthcare. Healthcare is going to be one. Crematorium availability. I've got so many crematoriums in this town. It's ridiculous. Currently in the fall, we'll be in the winter in no time. And we're also about to hit level 14 on our milestones here. This little corner here looks like a good place for something. A skate park? It won't fit. It's gonna have to be something small. Small plaza? Small park. Dog park? Dog park. Let's do a dog park. Plant these big oak trees over here. All over the place. Oak trees for everybody. Okay. Happy. Spacious homes. Polluted air. Whatever. What about you? Polluted air, whatever. What about you? You're content. Small homes. Okay. You content. Oh. Okay. Saving. Very good. The commercial here, I think, works for being where it's at. I mean, it's not all that wonderful. This road here, obviously, yeah, I think it makes sense. Let's go ahead and put a bunch commercial here. We'll just fill it in willy-nilly. Quite a bit of industrial demand still, so I haven't really done much with that. Bit of an eyesore over here with these getting really close to the landfill. We also have this landfill back here, and this is a incineration plant which actually burns garbage, and I have it upgraded and everything as well. I think that turned out all right. I'm gonna fast forward so we can get to this level 14. Still trying to figure out if the hearse, waiting for the hearse is a glitch, or if it's something that I'm really needing to, you know, tend to, because so far,
Pending updates to our power grid, the city will be experiencing
so far it seems that
public to
it doesn't matter how many hearses I got out and about.
service and to follow the guidelines
It
on the city's website on how to plan for these temporary events. This has been
it will only it always has
Spikes in demand have led to temporary
that
water
notification.
shortages in the
It's
city's
rather
fresh
annoying,
water supply. The public should be
but
aware that we are struggling to get the
nevertheless,
situation in hand.
that'll be interesting to see
This has been a local
if
public
that gets
service
fixed or if that actually is part of the game, but it's always like that.
The epitome of classical listening at home or wherever you roam.
Population at 70,999.
And when business is doing well, that floats our
Uh-oh.
boats.
There's no sinking this boat,
The
Glenda.
air is getting polluted.
Housing shortage is driving up prices in the area.
That's right, Glenda. But apparently that's not all good news. We're joined today by an expert guest, Professor Nutbutter.
Welcome, Professor. So a housing shortage is bad for the people trying to move here, right?
Humans are programmed to desire
Okay.
certain representations within ideological reward structures, which are
Air
inclined
pollution.
apart from the actual rewards
Ah.
enjoyed. For
I
example,
see.
consider
I
carbon.
see. Because this is blowing right into this.
Is the housing shortage going to make
I knew this was going to happen eventually.
Certain metrics, perhaps,
where I wouldn't think of something like that.
I like the sound of that.
But what we are discussing is the study of a statistical abstraction and its effect on the human
Thank you, Professor.
It is a question of priority.
So that might mean that we need to do some rethinking of our section over here. Yeah. Yep. Uh-oh. And it's gone. So probably on the next episode, might just rezone this entire area residential and then go crazy with some industrial stuff over this way. Because we have easy access to the rail, we obviously have connections all over the place to different neighborhoods. Another thing too I'm going to have to consider is the transportation for these people. Not ideal. You're going to have to basically own a car to get anywhere. There's no bus service over here. There's no tram service, any of that. So that's probably going to be an issue as well. We have happy residents here though. And they're happy over in Newsby as well. So what do you think? Brookport it is. Brookport it is. I think I had Brookport in my very first city on City Skylines. Way back when. I think I did that. Way back when. Oh man, this is taking forever. Come on. A little bit more commercial. Yes, it has. I don't think that's a still great platform either. I think that's actual asphalt. Yay, Grand City. Milestone 14. So $4 million in the bank. We've got more tiles to unlock. Man, we can unlock 50 tiles now. So our loan limit has increased. I still do not have a single loan. More importantly, we have 15 points to play with our development points. We've already got our server farm going. Subway we haven't. Airport. I want to do this central bank at some point. Don't really see a point in doing these emergency systems. I'll probably leave those until last. Could expand on the university stuff. I've got a lot of garbage service already. So yeah, I'll have to think about that. I'll have to think about that. Definitely very cool details. All the way down here. Look at that. Yeah, I'd say that's certainly nicer than the Brookport Bridge. Nobody's throwing a can through that. Got nice pedestrian pathways. Wow, look at all the people. They want to walk across this bridge. I mean, in the description it does say that it is going to be a landmark in the city. It's cool, little lookout tower up here. Nobody's up here, but you know. Got another one on the other side. Is there anybody on this one? Not yet. Almost meet. Yep. Come over where everybody's content and happy and there's no hearse notifications or anything like that. Okay. Oh no, they don't like that? Okay. We don't have to have that. No, 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 no. Oh no. Why didn't they like that? Can I take that away? Why did they not like that this got expanded? Maybe it creates more air pollution? Yeah. Yeah, it's creating a lot of air pollution. Dang it, this thing's gonna have to move. It's gonna have to move. We're gonna move it. Let's just go ahead and move it and get it over with. Let's put it up here. Yay. Yep, that's gonna take forever to go away. That's alright. I mean, really, it smells like Wycliffe, like up in the actual tree farming area, which is doing quite well. These have completely leveled out up here, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and they're very efficient. Very well. This one's not as efficient, but yeah. Again, I'm kind of might have to go buses. We might have to do bus routes over here. So I just don't know how all these people are going to get around. It's going to be challenging for them. Going to be challenging. Got a lot of real estate over here, and since elevating the tram, it's kind of opened up a little bit more space to do some more things over here. But I love how all this turned out. It looks pretty cool. Like the City Hall location and all that. That all worked out pretty good. The game does a good job of kind of variations on the buildings. Take a look at this one. See how it's got this angle on it? It's because the grid here was a little different. We're only zoned a little bit of that, but it does a really good job at that kind of stuff. But the variations on buildings overall, these 4 buildings, one sticking out further than the other one, but they're all kind of the same thing, but yeah. Now I did unlock a new signature building, this Vista building, despite some issues with it. Gonna have to figure out a good spot to put that. Probably save that for the next go around as well. The server farm only creates noise pollution, so I can live with that. But the air pollution, ground pollution, not going to be something that would bode well for my city, I'm afraid. Smooth this out. All right. Cool. Let's load up the closing credits, shall we? I'll start it with, or I'll end it with the video we started with from beautiful Heathville. Got a lot done today. As you see that beautiful landfill in the background, and this homes in Newsby. A nice neighborhood, quiet neighborhood. Everybody's having a wonderful time, and the happiness of the citizens is good to see. Good to see. City is expanding very rapidly. But yeah, they're happy, and I hope you're happy, and I hope you enjoyed watching today's live stream. I'm going to get off here and rest my voice, as I spent 30 hours of the last 48 basically talking. I need to rest my vocal cords just a bit, but I appreciate you watching and enjoying me. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving weekend. A one-up to all the viewers out there today. Appreciate the comments, the likes, and all that fun stuff. And we will be seeing you very, very, very soon. Lots of good deals still floating around. Black Friday sales going on. It's all so enticing. But do some online shopping. I got some Christmas shopping to do. I do not know what to get Katie. I don't think she can hear me. I do not know what to get her. I'm in big trouble. I gotta figure something out. But anyways, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. We will see you next time. I'm This Old Gamer, live from Heathville, signing off for today's program. We will see you, Dale. Appreciate you as always. See you next time, and